Hey there, welcome to another astrology teaching video. This is Molly, and I've been showing you in these videos what it means in general terms when a transiting planet shifts across one of these axis or angular points in your natal astrology chart. Now, in a previous video, I talked about how there are 4 quadrants in your natal chart. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about what it means when a transiting planet moves between the 6th house into the 7th house, because that is when it leaves this quadrant, which I called B, the 4th, 5th, and 6th house, which is your self-development, your emotional world, creative skills, and work habits, how you do something on a daily basis, and what it means when it moves up into the 7th house. This is called your descendant. It's the opposite of the ascendant. And it's understanding how this is the angular point in your chart when the energy actually becomes public. Because the first 6 houses are your inner self, and the top 6 houses are about taking something out into the world. So this is a key point when a transiting planet moves from the 6th into the 7th. Now, in general terms, the 6th house is about your work, service on a daily basis, your routine, your habits, what you do on a daily basis, your body, how you care for your body, its nutrition, health, going to the gym, working out, and it's what you do to improve your life and how you make that a part of your daily life. So the 6th house has a lot of service themes, healing things, body themes, and also what needs to be downsized. You can only do so much in a day. And the 6th house is where you cut out some things and focus on what's essential. So, for example, the 6th house can signify when we are ready to go on a diet, to change our eating habits, to go to the gym. We've had too much excess. We say, okay, I need to be gluten-free. What can I do to improve my daily life, my body, my habits? How can I take care of myself better? And this is a house of improving yourself. So we look at all that, okay? And then you take that energy across the descendant, where you then begin to interact with people socially in the 7th house. Now, it's not only socially, it can be through business ventures and clients. It can be through partnerships, negotiations, relationships. It is dating. It is being more social or more out there. It is a give and receive place. The 7th house is where you take your energy out into the public, the world, into other people's energies. So a transiting planet across this point is a bit like a coming out or a coming up energy, where you are saying, okay, this is who I have become, because from the 1st house to the 6th house, it's who you have become through that transiting planet. And now you're going to offer it and look and see who's my equal. Who do I share? Who do I share with? Where's the giving and receiving? Where am I seen by people who are my equals, or who I do business with, or who I negotiate with, who I'm in relationship with? So the 7th house is where your energy moves from internal to external. It's also where you perhaps didn't see parts of yourself yet. And the 7th house is where the mirror happens, where you see more of yourself through projection, through other people, through people you'd bring in or attract. So the 7th house is actually showing you another side of you. It is a mirror energy through the people and relationships that you have. So for example, you could realize, oh, I have nothing in common with somebody anymore because of how you've changed through the transiting first 6 houses. And now you understand that, well, I'm ready for some new connections, new clients, new people to share my energy with. A planet going across this descendant line is important for how it takes the energy from the external from the internal to the external. And that's important too, because of how the energy of this quadrant, of these 4 houses, then it goes out into the world. And this is actually a very objective house. And you understand how you do relationships, how you take what you've learned about yourself, how you share it, how you interact with people, how you communicate socially, how you see if others get you, so to speak. And this begins this next quadrant, which is about your relationships with other people. So this is an important time. The transiting planet from the 6th house to the 7th house is showing you more about your energy in the world and in relationships. Now, if you have an outer planet transiting this point, that is quite significant in a chart. Pluto going across the descendant line transforms. It brings up power struggles. It brings up what is unequal and what needs to be changed in relationships. Neptune can make all of this fuzzy and foggy where you don't see people clearly, you don't know what's happening, you have to surrender something. Uranus shakes up this energy and shakes up the type of people you're attracted to or that you make agreements with or that you're giving and receiving with. It's like people that you never would expect could come in with the Uranus transiting this part. Chiron moving across the descendant can bring up wounds and where you need to heal more in relationships, what is still a vulnerability, what still hurts, and then it can bring up the people who help you with that healing. And then Saturn moving into the 7th house is typically a time of responsibility and maturity in relationships. So with the Saturn transit, you take what you've learned about yourself, you bring it to other people, but you have a maturity around that. You don't want to waste your time. It can be that there's a commitment you're ready to make, be it in a relationship, that's business, that's personal, what have you. So Saturn is serious energy. So the outer planets moving across the descendant are significant, and it's typically starts this whole new energy of this quad in your chart of the 7th, 8th, and 9th house, because this is an angle. And as I've been sharing with you in these teaching videos about these transiting planets, anytime a planet crosses an angle, it's significant in how you're ready to grow next, in what begins and in what initiates. So the transiting planet that went through these first 6 houses takes all of that energy that it's learned, healed, understood, what you've been through, and then you offer it out with others through relationship, through partnerships, through exchanges, and you see more of how your energy is in the world and who are the people who connect with you, especially with giving and receiving. So this is an important thing to be aware of. Once a year, the transiting sun will go across this point in your chart, and that's where you could feel like you're done being a hermit and you're ready to go back out in the world, or you've maybe taken care of something with your body, you've done some healing, you've changed your eating habits, you've been going to the gym, and now you want to start mingling or dating or meeting new people. When you are aware of this time in your chart, when the sun moves from the 6th to the 7th, it will help you with your natural energy flows, because you'll just feel it's easier to interact with people. It's easier to be out there and be more social. If the sun is in the 6th house, you can feel like you're in preparation, you're getting things together, you're just not ready yet. But when the sun moves into your 7th house, then you could feel like it's just easier to do a little bit more socially with people, and again, that sharing and giving and receiving. The sun moves across this point of your chart every year at the same time. So you might notice a really interesting theme in your life when you look at what this day is for you, this time of the year, because you might think that you naturally just feel more social. So be sure and check out your descendant energy, the sign and degree, and then see what date that is on the calendar, and you might notice a really interesting cycle in your life of where you've just naturally felt that you are ready to go back out into the world even more. So I hope this video has been beneficial in sharing with you more about the energies of transiting planets between the 6th and the 7th house. And in the next video, I'll talk about what it means when the transiting planet moves from the 9th house to the 10th house. So I hope to see you over there in that video soon.